Well, Merry Christmas, everybody. It's been a really eventful holiday around here. Believe it or not, I'm out here working in my shirt sleeves because Dad came down for Christmas, and the last few days we hooked up the Longwood furnace. The sucker's working really good. I filled it this morning, and I haven't added any wood. It'll probably need another couple hours yet. But it's all hot coals in there. 4 foot long worth. The firebox is about 5. So the way this thing works, they got this burner here, which you can add propane to it. That's capped off, but you don't have to use propane with it. So when the thermostat's on, this fan picks up and blows air in the firebox to get the wood going. And then there's a mechanical thermostatic switch here. If I can get the cover back off. Okay. So this has got a bimetal element about 4 or 5 inches long that goes inside the plenum. And once it gets hot enough in there, this dial here turns and kicks the fan on. And now it's gonna run. So we got a blower fan over here. I stuck a filter on top because I was sweeping in here earlier. We actually put these wood blocks to cut down the flow. So something I learned from my dad that I didn't know. I'm glad he taught me. These furnace fans, the squirrel cage fans, if they don't have a restriction on their flow, they pull too much current and you'll burn the motor up. So they're actually made to have so much back pressure on them and not be able to move all the air that fan blade can possibly move. This here's a heat reclaimer that goes on the chimney. It goes all the way up. So inside this little box here, there's another thermostatic switch that kicks on when this thing's hot enough. This fan runs, and ooh, it's going now. Blows some heat out this side so you don't waste all the heat you got, because like when the fire gets back towards this rear area of the furnace, the heat's almost going straight up out the stack. So this helps take care of that. So that's pretty much it. This thing really warmed it up in here. We ran it Christmas Eve. We got hooked up probably about 4 o'clock. Got it to 50 degrees that night. Then yesterday got it up to 60 in here. Today I was running it. It probably got 62 or 63, and I just gave up. It was getting too hot. Brought the hydraulic press up from the basement. I got a whole video series on rebuilding this thing. I got it for 20 bucks, but it came with a wood splitting wedge on there, and it works great for splitting wood. Brought in 2 backhoe buckets worth of wood. This is probably 1.5 that's left on this pallet. Looks like about a cord. So I only spent 30 minutes stacking this pallet today. So that works real good. So I got this here in front of this elbow that's coming out my plenum here to help dry this wood out. It's been outside, not under a roof or anything. So it's getting dried out. The thing I really like in here is the floor. There's so much concrete here. There's no cold spots in here. I figured it would be really hot up here by the stove, and it's really not. So it's really keeping it evened out, which is nice. It's I calculated it out with 170 yards of concrete. It's upwards of 600,000 pounds worth of concrete in here. So the last few days it took just getting the thermal mass warmed up. But had the lift over here. It was going the other way. I was going up in the scuttle in the attic, checking out the chimney, making sure it wasn't getting too hot. I got one of them burn indicator thermometers on there, because that is single wall going all the way up there. But that chimney penetration you can set your hand on it when this thing is screaming hot. So it's gonna work out just fine. So thanks again, Dad. It's great to have heat in here. I don't even have all the walls, all my insulation in. There's only the 5.5 inches on the wall here of fiberglass. So I've still got another 5.5 to go up on this outside and get my plywood up. I bet it's really gonna cut down my fuel consumption. Well, that's it. We got heat. It's great.